I'm here in Bali, visiting the famous Green School to learn more about their teaching methods. I have spent a few hours in the morning with a second grade and observed how they learned about animals and also to establish a connection to animals. Now it's time for me to move on and explore what older students are learning about being green.
My name is Noan, and I've been a teacher in Green School for the last year, doing Green Studies. I teach the middle school Green Studies classes. That's grades 6, 7, 8 here at Green School. Green Studies is a very open name for, there's a bit of environmental studies in there. There's a little bit of social sort of analysis. Obviously, gardening is a big part of it. Developing a connection to nature. Pretty much anything which we can use our natural environment as a laboratory to help the students develop understanding of new concepts would be classified as Green Studies. To develop the Green Studies curriculum at Green School, we really started with the main themes for the year, which in grade 6 was water, grade 7 is health and nutrition, and grade 8 focuses on conservation and social justice. And using those umbrellas, we're able to then look at main concepts that we want to cover. After we have those concepts down, I start to think of practical applications of it. And sometimes they come from a suggestion from a parent or another teacher. Other times it's purely through my own experience. Like for example, we did one where we were learning about dams. And to do that, I went on holiday with one of my friends and I noticed his kids were just naturally wanting to build a dam in a river. And so I thought, this is a perfect way that we can use nature as a springboard into that. We do a ton of different activities, and Green Studies is very much a project-based class, which means each 4 weeks we'll cover a different project. One of the projects, for example, was one on coconut. And in that project, we started with the very most basic thing about a coconut, like what it is, where it grows, and then started to look at the cultural significance. And a big part of what they did was learn the whole process. We climbed the tree to collect the coconuts. Coconut trees are really high, so we needed an anchor system for that. After we did that, we learned how to open coconut, and as we opened them, we explored each layer of the fruit, discussed the importance of those pieces, and following that, we then processed them to make coconut oil. From that oil, then, we went one step further and made soap out of it. So the kids were literally able to see a raw material come from nature and turn into a product that they could hold in their hands and that they use every day. Another recent example which I really had a lot of fun with was using our local ingredients to build recipes. And in that we started with garden surveys. Green School has a lot of gardens across campus, so we walked around to the gardens and saw what was growing there. And that gave us a kind of starting point for what recipes we could build. After the kids got that, we started doing a bit of research about local recipes that are made and thinking about what flavors might work well together. And they came up each with what looked like a page out of a recipe book. The ingredients followed by a how-to step-by-step to make that food. And then in the end, they needed to talk about how far the source of each of their ingredients was, because not all the ingredients can be grown on campus, and so they had to start to explore that idea. Some used olive oil, for example, so they knew it came from very far away, whereas something like chocolate, it's grown here, but if they had it in their recipe, probably they bought it in a store, and so they were learning the process there. And after we did that, we looked at sort of the nutritional side of it, the properties of the vegetables they were cooking with, essentially how healthy their dish was going to be. As a culmination to that unit, we went up to the kitchen using the bamboo sawdust stoves and cooked up our recipes, making a whole bunch of different dishes. Really, the kids had a blast doing it, and if you ask them, they say, oh yeah, that was one of my favorite lessons. I think that what makes green school different from your standard public school is that there's a lot more applied learning involved. So much of it is based on what you can actually do and produce tangible results out of it, rather than just learning rote from a book. And that makes a huge difference to how the kids learn, for one. Like, when they're engaged and it's oriented around a question and a problem to solve, they become so much more focused on what they need to do there, rather than when you say, okay, we must master these 2 pages in this textbook by this time to complete this test. It is a completely different motivator, and it works, I think, in a very different place in your brain. I would say applied learning is something you can do in any school. The difference is how you apply it. Where we have the ability to go and actually garden with the students, you can take it to new levels with role-playing. That's still in a form of applied learning, and you can still do that in a classroom setting. It still provides a very similar effect to the students. It empowers them to want to learn more about what they're doing, and it gives them choice. And that in itself, I think, is the big differentiator. The environment is a huge perk, but it doesn't make it exclusive to this school.
Environment or not, it surely is a great pleasure for me to see the students enjoying their break with music in this beautiful surrounding. Now the school is having a lunch break, so I also take time to enjoy a delicious organic meal, and afterwards heading out to meet, unexpectedly, some curious students.
What are you filming?
Well, I'm filming for a documentary.
What? Start again.
I'm going to do a documentary about green school, about how you girls learning and what it's like to be here.
Okay, we're learning about times tables, right? 3, 6, 4. Wait, what?
Which class are you going in? Which class are you?
We split the grades. They're twins, and Maya, Sophia, and we're in 3B and 3A. We're in 3A, and that's our little sister Juliet.
Okay. So do you like going to school here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially the living room love. What?
What do you like most about
the gong just rang. The gong is time to go back to class.
Okay.
Yeah. Bye. See you later.